And hello, everybody. Brad Johnson here, and welcome to the next episode of New Earth TV Live. Got another wonderful episode today. We are going to be looking into doing some meditation practices. We are going to be getting into some distance healing. We are going to do some Q&A, and I also have a discussion today as well, a very heartfelt, inspirational discussion about the building block of compassion. So that will be coming into the broadcast today as well. So hello to everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Looking forward to today's webcast, and we're going to go ahead and get started with some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And of course, private sessions are available. I am taking bookings for May, and so you can look into 15 and 30-minute private sessions. Also, there are the Spirit Insight sessions and the 3-question private email sessions as well, too. Those are offline sessions. But as I said in yesterday's broadcast, the offline sessions are actually a little bit more heavily booked than the private sessions. So you can look into the private sessions if you want to start booking with me in May. So again, to look into this, just go to newearthteachings.com. And of course, you can sign up on patreon.com/newearthteachings on March 1st. So it's just holding on until March 1st, where you can sign up for the single Patreon membership. Again, this will get you access to all the content on the Patreon website, and you'll also get access to the bi-weekly group Q&A sessions, with the first one beginning on March 2nd. So just wait till March 1st, go ahead and sign up, and you can be part of the single Patreon membership for New Earth Teachings. And a reminder to everybody that, again, I have this channel backed up on Odyssey.com, so you can always feel free to subscribe to the backup channel as well, in case, of course, the unforeseen happens. All of the videos that are on my New Earth Teachings channel are on that backup channel as well, too. So it is odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with a meditation practice, and then we're going to go into healing. Then I'm going to do a special presentation, and then we're going to go into Q&A. Okay? So let's just get ourselves nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable, making sure the body is free of any tension. Make sure I'm centered on the screen here, nice and easy. All right, so we can either place our hands upon the center of our chest, or we can keep them on our lap, whichever you prefer. Taking a deep breath in now, and letting it all out through the mouth. Deep cleansing breaths. Deep breath in and out. Inhale. Taking all of your strain, all of your stress, all of your tension, and breathe it out. Inhale. Do it again. One more time. Deep breath in. Letting it all out. There's that flush. All right? So we get into that flush. We're now kind of in the middle of the ocean with those gentle bobbing waves. We're feeling that kind of active calmness. All right? Now we're going to be moving into heart rate variability, nasal breathing. Okay? So 4 seconds into the nose, 6 seconds out to the nose. If you have your own seconds rhythm, 5 seconds in, 7 seconds out, 6 seconds in, 8 seconds out. Go ahead and use that as well too. But I'm going to start off with 4 seconds in and 6 seconds out, all nasal breathing. Okay, so deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No pauses in between. one more time. And relax. And now you may start to feel those gentle bobbing waves really starting to smooth themselves out, just like we're sitting directly in the center of a stilled pond, where the water is completely still. And as we're feeling that comfort, we're feeling that relaxation, we're feeling the vagus nerve being stimulated, we're feeling the parasympathetic nervous system being stimulated, we feel our heart rate going down a little bit. Now we're going to move into the peripheral pillars, okay? So we're using our index fingers here, and we're just moving them until they're right at the edge of our peripheral vision. And as we're just seeing them at the edge of the peripheral vision, just let yourself become relaxed. And I want you just to bring your attention to your fingers at the edge of your peripheral vision. And now just bringing the fingers down. And now we're going to do a demonstration of Hakalau, okay? Where we're just imagining ourselves. We're bringing our awareness, I wouldn't say imagination, but we're bringing our awareness into a 360-degree perspective. So we're able to be aware of what is beside us and what is behind us, just like a spherical 360-degree vision. So just looking forward with your foveal vision, and your awareness is showing you a 360-degree perspective of your surroundings now. So let's go into 360 degrees now. And deep breath in. Slowly exhale through the nose. Okay. Is your mind nice and quiet? If so, great. This is again how we're moving from the left brain over to the right brain. And as we go into the right brain, we're simply in the stillness. And what does that stillness do? That stillness shows you the completion of the whole, seeing everything as one big picture, seeing the entire sphere to where everything, all content, resides within. This is very, very important. This is how you move yourself into living inside the heart, because that is how the heart sees reality. The heart sees reality through the right brain. It sees reality through seeing the entire sphere that represents the whole. It is not concerned about the bits and chunks and pieces and debris that represent the sum of the parts. No, what it is all about is seeing the entirety, seeing the big picture. And when you live inside the heart, you've transcended duality. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later in regards to the discussion of the building blocks, the building block of compassion. Okay? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and move into healing requests. Okay? So we're going to start off with some distance healing. So if you guys do have any healing requests, you can feel free to put it in the live chat, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else. Just let me know what the healing situation is, right? If you need it for clearing a headache, if you need it for a backache, whatever it is, just let me know what the situation is as you put the healing in the request for the live chat, okay? Okay, so I'm going to go to the top of the list here. Okay. Okay, just take a second here. Okay, there we go. I couldn't see the top of the person because I was getting my own pinned message on there. So let me just try this again here. Okay, so this is from Vicky. Vicky says, "Hi Brad, requesting a healing please from Spirit. Left side of my body, sciatic pain going down my leg and behind knee and vagus nerve on left shoulder near neck." Okay, love and thank you so much. Okay, very good. So let me just be a second here, guys. Oops. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Vicky, yes, so I'll be happy to work with you. So you're talking about the left side of your body, sciatic nerve. All right, we will work on that. So Vicky, what I want you to do right now, just placing your hands upon the center of your chest. We're just going to take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And just letting yourself relax. And now just putting your hands together in prayer posture, putting it at the center of the chest. Okay, and feeling the heart now being transparent. So you're seeing the heart in your chest being completely transparent, and you're seeing spirit light contained in the center of the heart. And now you're feeling that heart light going directly into the center of both of your palms as they're in prayer position. So it's going right in between your palms now. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're making that light brighter and brighter. So inhale, making that light brighter and brighter. Exhale, extending your hands, making the light bigger and bigger. Okay, so inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, extending the hands, bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, 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 bigger and bigger, until you can extend your hands all the way out. And once your hands are fully extended, you can just rest them on your lap. And I want you to see that light now, the size of the entire universe. Okay, so your light is as big as the cosmos, and your light represents your love, your trust, and your faith. Okay, so we will now begin. Apply. And now, Vicky, in your mind, I just want you to see a golden scale here, okay? From what you were formerly going through that represented that extra weight on the left side. I want you to imagine now within your mind, as you're seeing this in clarity, the scale now returning back into the balance. Both sides are now in harmonious balance. So see yourself as that scale. Blessings to you, dearest daughter. Taking that light now, slowly retracting it back in. As we're retracting it back in, just saying out loud or in your mind, God is making me better and better. 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 Putting that light back into the heart. Thank you very much, Vicky. It is done. Be well. Okay. Moving on, we're going to go down to, we got a couple of questions here, so we're going to leave those to the Q&A. Okay. Okay, here's one from Red Ice. Red Ice says, "Hello, Brad. Blessings to you. I am requesting healing from my ankle that got fractured because of a car accident." Okay. So Red Ice, certainly, I'd be happy to help you. So Red Ice, right now, once again, just placing your hands upon the center of your chest, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay. Placing your hands together now in prayer posture, seeing your heart in your chest being transparent. So you're seeing your heart transparent, and you're seeing the spirit light contained inside your heart. And that heart light is now moving in between your palms. Okay. As you inhale, you're feeling the light getting brighter and brighter. As you exhale, we're slowly extending the hands, making the light bigger and bigger. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger. I'm just bending out here because I have a little plant here, so I have to bend at an angle. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger, until you fully extend your hands out. Once your hands are fully extended, you just put them down on your lap. Okay? And you're making that light as vast as the cosmos, as big as the universe. And once again, that light represents your love, your trust, and your faith. Okay? We'll begin. Apply. Okay, blessings to you, dear child. Now, Red Ice, I have something that I want to give you as a visualization. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine yourself as a granite statue, okay? So I want you just to see yourself kind of on top of this podium, overlooking this nice, beautiful park, okay? But the most important thing is that you're seeing yourself as a granite statue. But as we look at the bottom of the statue, the left ankle is broken off the granite statue. So what I want you to do is I want you to see yourself as the granite statue. And I want you to see all that debris that's directly below the foot that was once the ankle, and it's being reassembled back into the left ankle again. Okay? So your left ankle, your right ankle, whichever ankle it is. Okay? So you're just restoring the ankle as you see yourself as a granite statue. So I want you to visualize that right now. I want you to visualize yourself as a granite statue. You're seeing this clutter of debris just below the statue, and that clutter of debris is now being reassembled, and your ankle is now whole. And so now the granite statue is whole. As the granite statue is now whole, I want you to see yourself transitioning out of a granite statue and seeing yourself as you are right now in the human body. And you're moving off that podium and you're walking towards the park. Okay, so I want you to do that visualization for me. Second thing now is we're just going to bring our light back. Okay, slowly retracting that light back. As we're retracting that light, God is making me better and better. 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 Putting that light back into the heart. Blessings to you. It is complete. Be well. All right. Thank you, Red Eyes. Okay, we'll move on to Linda here. Linda says, "Hi, Brad. Can Spirit please heal the pain in my right hip? Thanks." Okay, certainly. So, Linda, once again, let's just place our hands firstly upon the chest. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, placing our hands in prayer posture, making our heart transparent. I want you now just to see the heart light going directly into the center of your palms. Okay? As it's going into the center of the palms, just feeling that heart light now getting brighter and brighter as you inhale. As you exhale, slowly moving the palms outwards, getting bigger and bigger. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger. Extending your hands as far and as wide as they can go. Okay, and once they can't go any further, placing them gently down on your lap, feeling all of that light throughout the entire cosmos, making it as vast as the universe itself. This is your love, your trust, and your faith. Okay? Let us begin. Apply. Okay, Linda, so you are well, you are radiantly healthy, you are blessed, you are pure, you are whole. So what I'd like you to do right now also, Linda, is I want you just to imagine that you're just looking up at the sky. Okay? As you're looking up at the sky, I want you to see this white dove. This white dove is coming to you, and I want you just to be aware of what shoulder the dove perches itself on to your body. So you're just being aware of what shoulder the dove perches onto your body. Okay, and I want you just to see that now. I want you now just to, again, extend your hands and slowly starting to bring that light back in, right? Saying aloud or in your mind, God is making me better and better. 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 Putting that love back into your heart. Okay. Blessings to you, dear daughter. You are well. It is done. Okay. So we're going to take about 2 or 3 more healing requests, guys. We're going to do an ending group session as well, too. An end group healing at the end of this broadcast. So you can tune into that as well. All right. So this next one here is from Sonia. So after Sonia, we'll take 2 more. And then we're going to go into my discussion. Then we're going to go into general Q&A. Okay. So Sonia asks, "Hi Brad, can I get some healing for my left leg from varicose veins? Thank you." Okay. So certainly, Sonia, we can do that. So placing your hands upon the center of your chest, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, placing your hands upon, in prayer position now, in the center of your chest, seeing your heart transparent, seeing that heart light coming in between your palms. Taking a deep breath in, inhaling, making that light brighter and brighter. Exhaling, extending your hands, making that light bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger, till your hands are fully extended. And making that light as vast as the cosmos itself, representing your love, trust, and faith. All right, Sonia, we will now begin. Apply. Sonia, you are well, you are blessed. Infinite blessings, infinite divinity upon you, dear child. And what I want you to see now, Sonia, is I want you just to see yourself swimming in a swimming pool. Okay, so I want you just to feel yourself stepping into the pool right now, where it's shallow. I want you just to keep walking in. Keep walking into the pool until you are completely immersed in the water. And you will notice that you can breathe underwater. And what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that all of the pores of your body are opening up, and you're letting this water fill your entire body. This water is going inside your pores and filling up your entire body. And I want you now just to turn around, and you're now stepping out of the pool. Okay? Coming right back at the top. And you're feeling that rejuvenation of filling your body with this particular water. Okay? Okay, deep breath in. Bringing that light back in now. Bring it back into the heart nice and slowly. God is making me better and better. 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 Putting that light back into the heart. Feeling complete within. Feeling that cleansing water inside of you. Feeling completely purified. Blessings to you. Thank you, Sonia. It is complete. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more healing requests. Let's go down here. Okay, Moya McGregor says, Brad, healing please for my good friend Laura. She has a prolapse. Okay, thank you. Yes, certainly. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to call in Laura. Okay, I'm just going to call in her higher self. Her higher self is now present with me. Placing your hands directly in prayer posture, seeing the heart turn transparent, seeing the spirit light inside the heart going in between the palms. As you inhale, making the light brighter and brighter. Exhale, making it bigger and bigger. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger. Inhale, brighter and brighter. Exhale, bigger and bigger. Extending the light. Fully extending the hands. Making it as vast as the cosmos, your love, your trust, your faith. And we will begin now. Apply. And Laura, you are blessed, you are well, you are radiant. Taking your light now, slowly bring it back into yourself. God is making me better and better. 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 Putting it back into the heart. Knowing that what needs to be done is done. It is complete. Blessings to you, Laura. And thank you very much, Moya, for again being compassionate to your friend like this. Blessings to you both. Thank you. Okay, one more healing request. And we're going to go down the list here. Okay. Okay, this one, last one here is from Tara. So like I said, if I didn't get around to you, don't worry. I'm doing the group healing at the very end of the broadcast today, so you can join in with that. And that can be for yourself or for someone you know. All right, so Tara asks, Brad, please send healing for my thyroid, Hashimoto's hypothyroid. Thank you. Okay. So Tara, placing your hands upon the center of your chest now, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Placing your hands in prayer posture. Seeing your heart transparent. Seeing the light inside your heart, moving into the center of your palms, making the light brighter and brighter. And extending your hands, making the heart light bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Extending it out, all the way out. Fully expanding your hands, extending them out as far as they can go. Resting them on your lap. Making that light as big as the cosmos. Connecting with that light now. That is your love, your trust, your faith. And we will now begin. Apply. And Tara, you are whole, you are complete, you are well, you are pure, you are perfect. And what I want you to do right now, Tara, is I want you to see this black hole just around the area of your thyroid right now. And as you move your hands together back into prayer posture, you're seeing that black hole closing up, closing up, closing up, closing up. And as soon as your hands touch into prayer, the black hole is completely sealed. All right? And now, just getting a hold of your light now. Slowly bringing it back together. Bring it back, retracting it back. As that's happening, God is making me better and better. 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 Putting that light back into the heart. It is complete. Be well, dear Tara. Thank you. All right. So thank you, everybody, for your healing requests. Deeply appreciate that. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, I will be doing a group healing at the end of the broadcast today. So we're going to move on to discussion time, and then we're going to go into Q&A. All right. So I'm going to pull up a special screen here. And the topic of this discussion today is the building block of compassion. Now, this is a very important topic, particularly with a lot of the happenings that are taking place upon the earth today. With a lot of the events that are taking place, with a lot of people that are still very much in fear, a lot of people that are dreading the times ahead, with a lot of people that are heavily concerned about the state of the world. For these feelings are nothing new. It is nothing new to the human race. For we can go back centuries. For we can go back many millennia. And we can see the people of that time, in their own respective civilization, having the exact same worries, having the exact same concerns. In fact, their worries and their concerns were far more intense than the concerns that you have today. Because going back into those ancient times, we did not have internet. We did not have digital technology. We did not have satellites in orbit. We were not bogged down with heavy technologies. We could not keep in contact with other people on the other side of the world. But the civilization today has all those things. Yet it is still unhappy. It is able to have a conversation with somebody on the other side of the planet with crystal clear reception through a screen device where you can see each other and where you can hear each other. Yet this brings no comfort. Where we can see again amazing, magnificent technology that can help with the growth of food, that can help with restoring environment, that can help with cleaning the air, that can help with cleaning the oceans, that can help to actually provide free energy for the entire planet. Yet this technology is not being used. But more than technological concerns, we just see bits and pieces of the planet Earth. Just like you see here now with the orbiting Earth, with her in rotation, your eye may fix to a certain position on the planet. You may look at a certain country, or you may look at a certain continent, or you may look at the Indian Sea, you may look at the Atlantic, you may look at the Pacific. So tell me, which part of the earth are you looking at right now? And if you are looking at a part of the earth, that's the problem. Do you not see the earth as a whole? Do you not see that this beautiful planet contains the whole contrast? That she is an entire rainbow, and she's not just certain color bands. If I was to overlay a rainbow here over the earth, that would give an accurate description of the contrast that she herself holds. It is truly magnificent. And the reason why it's magnificent is because we're seeing the earth here from orbit. We're seeing the earth here in her wholeness. We're seeing that rainbow spectrum imbued within her entire being. Do we see any war? Do we see any hatred? Do we see any fear when we look at the earth from this perspective? When we see her as a whole? No. Because we're completely in harmony with the whole. And this is the building block of compassion. All we feel here is this great compassion, this great love, this great magnificence that the earth represents because we're able to see her in her entirety. But now we pop down to earth. We pop down to our place where we are right now. Maybe we're inside our house. Maybe we're walking down the street. Maybe we're in an office building. Maybe we're with friends and family at their place. Maybe we're traveling. But now we look around. And maybe we see things that warm our hearts. And perhaps we see things that disturb us. Maybe we're looking at news reports. Maybe we're looking at two people arguing. Maybe we're going back in time, and maybe we're going back to those thousands of years past with those ancient civilizations, imagining what it was like for them. For they didn't have any of these conveniences, but humanity was able to prosper. They didn't have motorized cars. They didn't have electricity the way we have electricity. They didn't have mobile phones. They didn't have the internet. But humanity prospered all those many thousands of years ago into where we are right now. And again, here we are with all of our digital trinkets, with all of our technical gadgets, and we're a very, very convenient society, but we're not a happy one. We're not a disciplined society. Why is that? Because the increase of how we are disturbed is monumental. We're disturbed by everything, by practically everything. You have to be so careful about what you say to another person, whether you know them or not. People may have to be careful about what they say around you, whether they know you or not. Because there is always this nature of being offended. And why are we offended? Because in truth, we want to change the world to our satisfaction. We want to change the world so that it fits in our image. We want to snap our fingers so that as soon as we walk down a city, everybody's greeting you. We want to snap our fingers so that as soon as we do, the cars that go through the road are completely harmless to the environment. There's no gas-powered cars. There's no emissions. And we may want to snap our fingers again, and all of a sudden there's hover cars. And we have flying cars all around. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. And we want to snap our fingers because it's a cloudy day. And we want to see the blue sky and the sunshine. We see two people arguing down the street. We want to snap our fingers and we want them to hug it out. We walk through an urban city and we want this to become a garden. So we snap our fingers and we see a garden before us. Wouldn't that be delightful? Well, that's not what you're here to do. That's not what you're here to be. You are here to see the challenges of life. You are here to see the parts of the whole that make up the tranquility from how we're seeing the earth right here, right now. Because when you go deeper into the earth, you are going to see beauty and you're going to see ugliness. You are going to see tranquility and you're going to see despair. You are going to see love and you're going to see fear. You are going to see animosity and you're going to see acceptance. And the only way you're ever going to truly be at peace with what you see throughout the entire world is by creating the building block of compassion. Now we come into the crux of the discussion. You are never going to have a perfect world outside. That is not what this earth represents. She is a contrast. She is a contrast where you will see things that will horrify you and you will see things that will thrill you. You will see things that will put you in an immense amount of fear, and you will see things that will just lighten your heart up. And you want to be completely at peace with all of that. Because if we look at something that instantly becomes horrifying, we now are detested by that. We're disgusted by that. And we're looking at that horror like it's a hurdle, just like track and field, and you have a hurdle there. And that hurdle basically says horror. Or that hurdle says despair. And we look at that hurdle. We go, geez, that's horrible. That's awful. What is wrong with this person? This person's a jerk. This person's a moron. This person's a complete fool. This person's evil. I curse that person. Shame on them. They should be ashamed of themselves. They're despicable. And again, what's happening? We're taking all of the energy of that hurdle and we're joining with it. We're fusing our body into that hurdle. We cannot get over that hurdle. We have succumbed to its seduction. That seduction of the hurdle is that horror. It is that conflict. It is that despair. And all you're doing is arguing with that hurdle. You're fighting it. You're kicking it. You're punching it. You're angry with it. You're pointing your finger angrily at that hurdle. But have you overcome the hurdle? Not one bit. You have been seduced by its vibration. You have entered the world of despair. You have taken a small band of that rainbow in a particular color, in a particular hue, and you've jumped into that particular hue. You have just confined yourself. You have just put yourself in a prison. And we do not know that we've put ourselves in a prison. We are so completely entranced by that hurdle and what it represents that becomes our entire world. We've forgotten what the earth looks like as a whole because we're not creating the building block of compassion. So, Rather, we step away from that hurdle. We see the despair. We see the horror. We see the conflict. And for someone who is creating that building block of compassion, what do they do instead? They use their compassion to jump over the hurdle. Because when you jump over the hurdle, you give that aspect of what you see love, compassion, bliss. When you see somebody harmed, rather than arguing about how they were harmed, while that person is still in deep suffering, and you're trying to deduce what was taking place here, that person is still going through great suffering. Rather, with your building block of compassion, we attend to them. We help them. We give them compassion. And that is you leaping over the hurdle. And that's what we see throughout this world, and that's why the world is the way that she is. You are here to see your bright days, and you're here to see your dark days. And you're at peace with both. Which means you are accepting what you see throughout the world in its duality for all of its flaws. And you don't want to change anything. Do you want to change the world? Here's the truth. It can't be done. It goes back to what Lao Tzu once said. Do you want to change the world? I don't think it can be done. If you change it, you'll ruin it. And that's exactly what you'll do. You try to change people. You try to change the way the government runs, because everything needs to run through your perception of how you think your world should be. And you're trying to bestow that upon the collective. You're wasting your time, because you are not the gigantic sovereign of the collective world. You are only the sovereign of your world. And that's it. So by working with building the block of compassion here, we're able to look at the world in all of its pieces and be completely in harmony with it. We're learning to accept the world as it is, because the answer to all of the horrors that we see in the world is compassion. The answer to all of the strife that you are going through day by day, the answer is compassion. You are living inside the heart. I'm very, very happy that I'm not living in your world. And I'm very, very happy that you're not living in mine. Because we have a very different view of what that perfect world is. But what we cannot do is try to impose that idea of what we consider to be a perfect world upon the collective world, because it's not your job. It's not your work. I don't want to live in your world. And I know you don't want to live in mine. This is why I say that you are the only one in your reality. You are the only one here. But you are sharing this world with other universes. You're sharing this world with other entities. In their own world, in their own universe, in their own reality. We're sharing a space. Universes are coming together upon this collective world. And we're learning from one another. And we're prospering from one another. And the true way of building that block of compassion is by learning to live in here. Is to actually look forward to the challenges that you have every single day. Because for every force, there is a counterforce. For every horror you see, there is delight. For every despair that you witness, there is illumination. For every form of apathy that you have, there is compassion. Every force has a counterforce. And when you realize that, You are not concerned about the affairs of the world. You let the world be the world it is. And you are exercising your ways of compassion with the hurdles that you come across. You are jumping over every single one of those hurdles now, because you have spent so much time inside your heart building that compassion up. And saying that even though I see challenges in the world, this is wonderful, because I have the ability to exercise my compassion towards it. And this is why we experience the strife and the horror and the terror and the fear and the violence upon this planet, because it is a testing ground for us to see how well have I developed my compassion, so that I can shine that light of compassion upon that area that needs it. And that's all I'm doing. The compassion is not change. The compassion, rather, is the acceptance of how things are. When you are working together with the nature of your compassion, you are attending to something that you give your heart towards, not because you expect change, but because that's the natural state of who you are. You are giving compassion because compassion does not involve change. Compassion is your natural state of being. You are naturally compassionate. You are naturally loving. You are naturally blissful. You are naturally peaceful. So all we're doing is we're returning the natural order of things together. Not because we want change, but because that's the natural way of how things are. It is the natural way of how things are. We're bringing nature to a situation. Oh, this situation is starved with nature. Here is my nature of love. Here is my nature of compassion. And it becomes brought back into its natural order. Not because you wanted to change it, but because that is what it required to come back into the natural way of life. We're restoring nature by bringing compassion to everything. Not by getting hooked up and getting too involved and being plugged into that hurdle and feeling that that hurdle is trying to get us to be completely contained inside a prison where all we see is angst and fear and horror and terror and anger and fury and rage. We stay within that hurdle. What has happened? We've become unnatural. What is our intention to change the entire world through the ego? Well, we become unnatural because we cannot accept the world for how she is. So this, again, is a very, very important understanding. The building block of compassion is your return to your natural self. And it is exercising the nature all around you so that you are now seeing everything in nature. You're no longer succumbing to the illusion. You're no longer being seduced in that way. Compassion is now like this beautiful forest that's just sprouting up all around. Even though, of course, we do not intend for a change to happen because we've made peace with it. The nature restores itself. The environment restores itself because we're no longer in the pain vibration of keeping something that is unnatural cycling through and through. We've canceled that out. Not because we're detested by what we see, but we want to give it our love. We want to give that hurt person our love. We want to give that hurt place upon the planet our love. We want to give that hurtful event our love. We want to get that thing that's out of place, that feels disharmonious to some. We want to give it our love. So all it is as you walk upon the earth, a forest grows behind you. As you walk upon the desert filled with the block of compassion, greenery forms behind you. because you are that beacon of compassion. You are the naturalness. And as that compassion is naturally delivered into that which is in lack, the forest sprouts. And all it is a return to harmony. For harmony has no change. It is through the nature of the disharmony that has created that nature of change. And so restoring everything back into its natural state is nature, not change. So what we have to do is we have to get out of this cycle of feeling that we are offended, that we are completely involved with all the things that are truly disharmonious. But that's all part of the journey here. That's what you look forward to every day, is the challenge of seeing what needs compassion, what needs my love today. And that's what I offer freely, because I live inside the heart. Okay? Thank you, everybody, for just letting me share this discussion with all of you today. Now we're going to go ahead and move forward into Q&A. Okay, so if you guys do have some questions for me, you can feel free to put the questions down on the chat. Okay, and again, welcome everybody. So Denise, Excited for Justice, contacted me earlier here in the chat and said, "Hi Brad, I'm watching last night's video, which was New Earth Insights. You said the individual known as Pat King is out of jail, but he's still in jail in some violation with owning a gun. I just thought I would share info." Okay, that's fine. I was reading the cards, right? So from the cards, from what I was seeing, it did not feel from my own perception of it that he was in any particular form of jail or prison, okay? So, like I said, I'm just calling the cards from what the cards say. So if somebody else discovers something, okay. But the cards were telling me something different. So I'm just going to stick with that. But I appreciate your update. So thank you for that. Okay, I just follow the cards, guys, from what Spirit shows me, and I may have certain assumptions in regards to what I'm getting. Perhaps it's right, perhaps it's wrong. That's okay, right? Building block of compassion. So I just pay attention to what the cards say. Anyways, thank you for your response there. So let's go down the list here. Okay, here's a question here from Kim. Kim says, "Brad, will the hospitals, doctors, and nurses be held accountable for deaths?" All right. So again, we're looking at something here regarding hospitals that went along with this whole agenda, right? And of course, guys, wherever there is disharmony, there's a receipt. Okay, wherever there was the idea of ill practice, malpractice performed, there is a receipt for that. Okay, let me ask you guys this question: when there is a malpractice performed, is that a harmony? Is that a harmony? Well, you'll say, no, of course not. Well, then there's a receipt. A receipt has been generated. But guess what, guys? You're not the punishers. Okay? You're not the one who is here wearing a Punisher shirt, right? And a nice big trench coat, saying, I'm going to punish those evildoers who do this stuff. Because what are you doing? You're gravitating back to the hurdle. You let those people who have done those things go through their own accountability, because that's how the universe works. The universe doesn't leave you unchecked when you perform a disharmony. For every polarized force, there is a counter force that is its opposite. Okay? It is not up to you to remind the universe, oh, hey, you remember that this person did this, right? You know that they performed malpractice. Hey, universe, I'm talking to you. Can I punish them? Can I let it happen? Can I make it happen? Huh? You don't need to do that. Okay? The universe keeps track of everything. Spirit keeps track of everything. And whenever there is a polarized force that comes together, the counter force is birthed at the same time. Let the events play out pertaining to those people without you putting on your Punisher t-shirt and your Punisher trench coat and thinking that you need to dish out justice because that's what your own ego is telling you. Okay, just as we talked about. You do not need to be the Punisher. You do not need to be Captain Judgment Day. Okay? The universe keeps a toll on everything. So wherever there is disharmony, that person is going to be experiencing that. Because that is what they decided to do. It is not for you to be Captain Punishment, to be the Punisher, to feel that you have to be the one to dish out justice, that you're rolling up your sleeves because guess what? As soon as you get into that vibration, you're no better than that person. Because there's the idea of suffering right here, and there's its broadcast. And you want to get in, you want to roll your sleeves, oh, I'm going to beat that person up. I'm going to make them sorry the day they were born because they did this. And all you're doing is you're taking 10,000 pounds of weight and adding it onto your shoulders. So rather, give compassion. Give compassion to the entire situation. Right? Because that's the strongest thing to do. Where we have absolutely no restraint, and we have absolutely no resilience, and we simply give in to the primal desires of wanting to have an eye for an eye, that's where you're lost in the muck relating to the distortion itself. So, for those people who have been harmed in the hospitals, give them your compassion. For the people who do not know what they do, give them compassion too. That's how you're free of it. You have basically died from hanging on to so much of the dribble of conflict and horror and terror and obstacles that you face. You die, and you let yourself be reborn, and you're coming into that compassionate light. You let the universe take care of these things. That's why it's here. Anybody who violates the natural living laws has to face the consequence relating to the violation of those laws. When you do not respect life, then you are going to get some morsel of that returning back to you. It's the boomerang. Okay? But you are not the Punisher. You are not Captain Judgment Day. All right? Because you're just putting yourself through that hell yourself. Because you are succumbing to the seduction of that disharmonious event. And that's why you're constantly cycling yourself around and why you're not free. Why you're in a prison. And you're in a prison because of your own emotional tie into it. Your emotional investment puts you inside a cage. And I want to dish out justice, and I want to do this, and universe, let me do this. Let me go beat them up. Let them make sure that they get what's coming to them. I want blood. Okay? Look at what you're becoming. You're basically becoming a vampire relating to that situation. Two wrongs don't make a right. So rather, give compassion to the ones who have been harmed. Give compassion to the ones who have given up their life so that they could send a message in regards to everything that was happening, because that's the whole idea. You guys don't die. That's the whole idea. You got to get past this grand illusion of thinking that I'm dead and I'll never exist again. Not true. You are eternal. You are infinite spirit. You will always be. Those ones who have transcended this world, who have passed the earth plane, you can still be in contact with them. How do I do that, Brad? The building block of compassion. Exercising your compassion. Exercising your love, because now you're moving into a higher frequency to where they can now get in touch with you. But they do not want blood spilled. They do not want you completely just moving yourself into your primal state, where you are so absolutely concerned and say, I hope these people are held accountable for what they do. Then you are neglectful for what the universe does. You are completely oblivious of what the universe is all about. The universe keeps tabs on everything. For every force, there is a counterforce. For every misdeed, there is a receipt for that. Okay? That person has gone through suffering. They have committed this thing. It is horrifying. It is terrible. But they're already in their hell. For them to commit what they do is already them inside their own hell. And so they're going through hell each and every single day of their lives. Because that's what they have aligned to. That's how the universe works. It's a hall of mirrors. It's a holographic system. That's the mind construct. Doesn't forget a single thing. It's not as incompetent as the human conscious mind is. It remembers everything. So, it's not your business to be concerned about, I hope this person get what's coming for them. Right? And that is arrogance, that is ignorance, that is ego. Rather than getting succumbed by the pillar, by the hurdle, exercise your compassion. I'm giving compassion to all the souls who have transcended this world because they have my love. I'm also giving my compassion to those who do not know what they do. And I forgive the emotion within me that is telling me to judge them. I don't need to forgive other people. I'm forgiving the emotions that are telling me to judge other people, that are telling them, I want blood. I want vengeance. I want justice. No, you don't want justice. You just want to see them get what's coming to them because you're still stuck inside the hurdle domain of you attached to that suffering. There's a difference between true justice and false justice. And true justice does not involve you going out for blood. It is not about you going out for vengeance. It is not about you constantly attaching yourself to this hurdle, thinking that you have to ridicule and despise everybody and everything that has anything to do with that particular theme. That's you just going off in your insane tangent of ego maniacalness. That's even a word, all right? So you're being a maniac, is what you're doing. When you get so caught up with these emotional states and all you want to do is just get angry and you want to throw things at people and I can't believe they did this, they're horrible, blah, blah. You are temporarily insane. That's what's happened. And I'm seeing that with so many people. No offense, guys, but you are temporarily nuts. You're temporarily lost your mind when you're all emotional. Can't believe they did that. Nothing's happening. Blah, 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 blah. You've lost your mind. You're insane. And this is why we just let them have their space. Because they are temporarily trying to deal with their insanity. When you have completely lost any form of composure that you have, and you have completely moved into that succumbing of your own egoic barrage of emotions, you're a maniac. Simple as that. So you need to learn to calm yourself down. You need to learn to work within. You have to understand how the universe works. Because many of you think you do, but you don't. You forget. You neglect that. Let anything in regards to a person's own problems be dealt by the person. All you're doing is offering them compassion. That's the building block. That's you returning nature back into wholeness. All right? So let's be aware of that. Okay? Rather than wanting, oh, people are going to be held accountable. Okay? The universe is not so stupid as to let you off with a little slap on the wrist. Okay? What you put out is what you get back. Say that with me, everybody. What you put out is what you get back. You are not the punisher. Give compassion rather than punishment. Okay? That's how you become a mature soul. That's how you evolve. That's how you shift past these hurdles. Okay? Thank you, Kim, for your question. Okay, let's go down the list here a bit more. So again, guys, if you're just tuning in, like I said, at the end of the broadcast, I'll be doing a group healing. So make sure you're tuning into that. Okay, here's a question here from Jenna. The question, had vid in November. Okay, I think you mean COVID, right? As of late, things taste and smell awful. Please advise on what healing code cards would best aid in healing this problem. So you can look into if you have the body deck, okay, mouth and throat enhancer is one good one you can use. You also want to work with the lungs enhancer. You also want to work with the heart enhancer. You also want to work with the sinus enhancer, okay? And you can also work with the amplifiers on the top of those, and major organ purifier, okay? So those are a few cards you can use. Like I said, it all is based upon your vitality. If you have low vitality, maybe 3 cards a week. If your vitality is stepping up a little bit more, maybe you can go to 5. Okay, just depends on one's vitality. If you can handle 3, 4, 5 cards, great. Go ahead and do that. But we're just doing it in accordance with our vitality because we're not trying to overwork the body at the same time. Okay. Okay, so let me just go down the list here, guys. Just give me a minute. Okay, here's a question here from Da Vinci Man. Da Vinci Man says, Brad, what big changes do you foresee that will have taken place to shift societies and Earth by 2025 or so? Do you believe major changes such as Dolores Cannon's described split of 3D and 5D? Well, I've already talked about that. I've already said that the year for that is 2038. Okay? 2037, 2038 is a climaxing time. It's representing the end of the age. The end of this age happens just before 2038. Okay? When we go into 2038, that is representing a new cycle. A new cycle is being born. Because at the time of 2038, marcation of the end of all prophecy. All prophecies are fulfilled by 2038. Okay? So when we go post-2038, this is why I keep saying that there's a post-2038, that we're looking at something very, very different. I can't tell you what all those things are. I can't tell you the idea of what we're going to expect, what we're going to see, because that's the nature of the surprise of the universe, right? So are we going to be moving into a brighter society? Are we going to be moving into a greater change as we move into 2025? It's possible, right? Again, I'm seeing like a lot of these old systems are being torn down. Okay, so this is kind of what I've been talking about here in the next year or two. Within the next year or two, we're seeing, right, the complete and total dismantling of the corrupt and their corrupt systems, because that's just the age that we're moving into. We're moving to the tail end of the age. And as we move into the tail end of the age, we are now seeing these changes pertaining to the corrupt falling apart, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now, to what will take place or shift societies in Earth by 2025, right? So it's new leadership, it's transitional government. It's the idea that states could go independent. It's the idea that we could see countries merging together. It's hard to say if that's going to fit the bill of 2025 or again, somewhere around that. The hardest part, guys, is to actually being able to find dates with these things, because you can't. These events are stewing in the ethers, but they have to come together through like a chain effect. So the chain comes together and it shifts, and now something is born out of those chain reaction of events. So what I can really say is that, yeah, society is going to go through a bigger change. We're going to have better systems, but are we going to be a happy society? I can't speak for the collective here. I would ask, if a person really works together with living inside their heart and starts building the block of compassion, you're going to be a much more happier person. Because it's not the outside world that is responsible for your happiness, it's you. You are the happiness here. And now you're exercising compassion and you're leaping over the hurdles. So will an entire society do that? I don't know. I can't answer that. Will I be doing that? I'm already doing that. Everything I'm explaining to you guys, I'm doing by example. I experience it myself because this is what I do on a daily basis, right? There's a guy here named Phoenix, and he says, Brad, bullshit. Bullshit, Brad. What you're saying is absolute bullshit. Okay. Phoenix, I don't care. I don't care if you think of what I say is bullshit, or what you think, oh, this is Brad's true, it's resonance. No, I call bullshit. Don't care. It's no sweat off my back whether you believe me or not. I really couldn't care less. Right? So if you want to call bullshit on what I tell you, go for it. If you want to say, Brad, I resonate with what you do, go for it. It's okay. I'm doing these things, and I'm seeing my life improve, and I'm leading by example. It's what I always do. I will never, ever share anything with you guys that I have not personally done myself. I have looked at situations with the world, pertaining to world events. I've gone through horrors in my past as well, too. And I've been able to bring compassion to every single one of them. And I'm free. Believe me if you want, or don't believe me if you don't want to. I don't care. This is here for you. This is from someone who is actually doing this work, who is experiencing this, and is sharing it out of the love of his heart to do so. So it does not matter if you say, Brad, I believe you, or Brad, I call bullshit. Don't care. Nonetheless, it's here for you. Okay? I could believe that if I jump out of a boat, I'm not going to get wet. I can believe that all I want, but am I still going to get wet? I'm still going to get wet. Right? This again is telling you, let go of beliefs. Look at to what truly works for you. Look at what's inside. See it for yourself, and you will know that you're just getting this reminder, and it moves you forward. Because you were able to jump into that swimming pool, rather than debating about it to death and saying, no, I call BS. I doubt that if I even jump into that swimming pool, I'll even get wet. And you don't know until you finally jump in, right? So go ahead and jump in and see for yourself, rather than relying on me to tell you what it's like. All right? Nonetheless, I'm still going to tell you what it's like. Okay, let's move on here. Okay, here's one from DMDM. Brad, will hospitals in Ontario lift the V mandates? I was told by one person they will keep it. Okay, well, let's take a look at the cards for that. Okay, so I'll pull out the cards, and we'll take a look at that. In regards to Ontario hospitals. Okay, hospitals in Ontario, will they lift the agenda mandates? Okay. Is that coming soon? Is that happening around the corner? Let's take a look. Try and get more space at my table here. All right, let's take a look. Looks that way to me. Looks like it's moving forward into that direction. Okay. In the past, well, we know what the past was like. They were trying to enforce those mandates in the Ontario hospitals. Okay. But it looks like things are getting much brighter here. Okay. What about the hope and fear? Right? I think people are still confused about a lot of different things. Okay. So there's definitely some confusion in the air about that. But for the hospitals themselves, okay, so this is representing the present moment regarding the Ontario hospital. So we're going to be moving away from those vaccination mandates. Okay, if this is representing the vaccination mandates over here, we're moving away from it, right? We're heading towards the sun. And what's the sun? It's this. And this is happening presently. This is present moment. Okay, so it's between the present moment and within the next few days. Okay. What about the environment for this? Well, this is showing some big change. This is showing some celebration. It certainly looks like the mandates for the hospitals in Ontario are on their way out. We're shifting things around, right? We're switching the water, and we're moving things into a brand new cup. So it's looking very, very likely that we're seeing these things go through dramatic changes. Okay. So the near future, right, looks pretty bright. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of great change. We're seeing a lot of prosperity coming together within the next 2 to 3 months. We're still going to be dealing with these guys a little bit, though. Okay, these guys are still in the environment. We're still working with these guys. We're still seeing past their lies. Okay, so that's still going to continue over the next couple of months. But all together, we're going to be standing up. We're going to be working together. The people's voice is getting stronger and stronger. So we're exercising those compassion blocks, and we're clearing away those hurdles. So it looks very, very positive to me. Okay, so here we are in a bind, and here we are going free, getting the healing to come out of that bind. This is the advice, okay? So if you find yourself in a bind, set yourself free. Go within. Go into the higher state. Move into illumination. Move into compassion. Get yourself out of that bind, okay? This is from the cards themselves, guys. This is not coming from my own opinion. This is Spirit speaking through the cards, right? So from what Spirit is saying through the cards, yes, we could basically see an imminence of the Ontario hospitals dropping the mandates, okay? And I think that will also go from province to province. I'm thinking that there will be a lot of provinces. There's actually the Premier of Alberta right now is suing the Trudeau government, right? He's suing them for the ridiculousness of the Emergency Act, right? And as soon as there was a lot of opposition against all this, then Castro Jr.'s double drops it. Like I said, that guy himself has no authority whatsoever. He's just doing what his gangster friends are telling him to do in the background, right? But give him your compassion because he needs it the most because he's starving for it. And same thing with those gangster people in the background. Give them your compassion because they're starving of it, and that's why they do what they do. And they do not know what they do, right? That's the true enlightening path. Compassion leads the way. Okay, let's go on to the next question here. Okay, Clarice Claudette says, Brad, can you tell us more about the spiritual attributes of the gastrointestinal system coccyx? Okay. Well, basically, that's your sewage system. Okay, that's your sewage system in your entire body. So it's cleaning out all the toxins, all the filth, all the grime, all the debris is going there. And by keeping that in good shape, you are going to have a tip-top sewage system. So that is helping to clean out a lot of the filth, even from what we're getting emotionally and mentally in the body. It's all going through there. It's all going through processing. And the more that we keep that beautiful sewage system in our body intact, we are going to go through greater cleansing. So it is the cleanser. It is going into the bottom feeding, and it is polishing everything up from the bottom by cleansing out all of that debris exiting the body. Okay? So it's our own natural harmonious sewage system. So we want to keep track of that because that's clearing out all the filth. That's our purging area of the body. Okay? So be healthy with your purging. Blessings. Okay. Okay, here's one from David Ortiz. David says, when will Canadian residents who are out of country be able to return without having to get poked? I got a lot of Canadians on today. That's great. I've actually did a question like this similarly for a client of mine, but we're going to look into it again. When will Canadian residents who are out of country be able to return without having to get poked? So let's look into that. The simple answer is just wait till the mandates are dropped and then come back, but we'll take a look into a little bit of a deeper look into seeing if we can see when that will take place. Okay. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so this is currently the situation, right? So representing the borders here. They're out of country. They're waiting to come back without having to get poked. So that's, again, just representing the situation. Okay, so the past is that there are rearrangements taking place, right? Things are being moved around. There is replanning being taken place, but nothing is officially concrete. This is just the idea of the pillars being moved around, okay? So different actions being taken to try and lighten this. And what about the hopes and fears? Well, we got a lot of hope here, right? This is a hope card. This is representing something very, very powerful, something very positive coming in the direction, and that it will take place. But let's take a look if it's happening in the present moment. Okay. So in the present moment, it doesn't look like it's going to happen presently. Okay. So right now, there's a lot of work being done to change these old policies, to clear away these old regulations, to end these laws relating to COVID mandate lockdowns. Okay. All of that. So this is, again, a process that's taking place. It's not just the counter forces behind the scenes. It's also us that's working together with that. Okay, the environment is we're just letting seeds be planted. We're letting these seeds grow. We've put a lot of new thought forms together within the ethers. All right, and we're seeing this grow. We're seeing this blossom into something great. So again, this is what's happening behind the scenes. So there's a lot of action being done behind the scenes to renew and reorganize all of these old policies. So policies are looking to be scrapped out. So what about the near future, about the next 2 to 3 months? Okay, the next 2 to 3 months, we got the Tower, guys. I think we basically have to see the complete and total destruction of the Canadian government as it is right now. Basically needs to be dismantled, needs to be destroyed. Basically representing that everybody that's currently in charge has to be out of the way. And that's the Tower event. Well, Pluto return is happening right now. So this is basically the dismantling of the Canadian government as it currently exists so that a transitional government can come in its place. Okay? So this is representing the environment of the near future. We have to peel through illusions. We got to cut away the veils. We got to get past all of this denial and secrecy and lies and deception that is coming through the corrupt who feel that they are in charge. Okay? And then through behind the scenes, victory is being taken. Victory is coming together here. So for people that are still looking to come back into Canada, and I know they're kind of crossing their fingers and they're looking for that. I was actually talking to someone in the Caribbean who is Canadian who does want to come back as well too. And I basically have to share the same answer that I gave her as well too. You have to wait and see. Okay? There's still a lot of things that need to be done right now. Okay? So, this is representing the nature of advice. Always listen to your inner self. Secrets are around the corner. Something is going to be exposed. Something's going to have a much more of a pleasant situation for many of us. That is going to take place. But we're in the middle of all these things coming together right now, right? It's like I've talked about in the past that the great majority of places on the planet, most likely before the end of April, will be dropping their vaccination mandates. The only exception to those are people or are countries that are still exposing a tyrannical agenda to try and keep these lifelines together. They're desperately trying to keep themselves afloat for trying to keep these mandates intact, because if they lose the mandates, they lose everything. When the mandates drop in your country, the dark forces are defeated completely, right? They can never rebound from that. So America, the United States, and Canada are two of the last ones that really get involved with that, right? They're kind of like the last bringers. And so Canada is one of the last countries that's going to do that. The United States is one of the last countries that's going to do that, okay? So it's just how we are, right? We kind of watch the rest of the world about what they're doing. Yes, we had our freedom convoy. That's great. But there's still that aspect of exposing the tyrannical agendas. And that could take some time. So we may have to wait till about the late spring or early summer for Canadians to come back. Okay, and that's just an approximation right now. That's not a definite. Things could definitely shift and things could go faster, but it's not being shown in the cards for me right now. From what I'm seeing in the cards, this is going to be prolonged a little bit more for Canada. Okay, so we're looking at about 2 or 3 months. Okay, so we're moving into March, April, May. Okay, so we may come into May or June and we may start to see things happen. But we're also just letting this Plutonian energy come upon the planet, because it's going to take a little bit of time. When we start to come into March, we'll start seeing a lot more of that energy coming in. It has to get to its potency. Right now, it's just going to its ignition stage, right? When the few weeks have passed by, Pluto becomes more potent, right? So this is why I say March and April are golden months. This is why I feel a large amount of places around the planet are going to be dropping the mandates before the end of April, probably with the exception of Canada and the United States, but that could change as well too. But a lot of places are going to be dropping that. We're already seeing some countries dropping it right now, which is great to see. Okay, so it's already happening. It's wonderful. But those that are, again, they've already shown their ugly face pertaining to tyranny, well, they're letting the universe take care of that, right? So in the meantime, offer your compassion. Okay. So we're probably going to take maybe about 1 or 2 more questions, guys, and we're going to get into group healing. All right. Okay, there's a question here, but it also links to another question as well, too, that I've had in the past. Samantha asks, thank you, Brad, for all you do. How do you see the Middle East in the next while? It seems so sleepy here. The Middle East is one of those other slow places that could take a little bit more time, okay? But we'll look into that because some person was asking me, I can't remember who it was. Actually, I had a couple people ask me about Saudi Arabia, okay? And like, Brad, they're really strict here. Like, they're fining you if you don't have a mask on. They're just really, really strict. And I said, well, yeah, those are one of the last countries that's going to go down because that's kind of like corruption central right there. But we'll take a look at the Middle East, right, and see what's happening with them in the next little while pertaining to the fall of the mandates. Okay, so what is the mandate situation like for the Middle East? All right. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. So the Middle East, it's a work in progress. So we can say for the Middle East right now. The whole situation in regards to them lifting their mandates, a work in progress because some of the most corrupt are contained in the Middle East, right? So they need to basically be taken down and there needs to be some events coming together as a chain reaction for that to happen, okay? So this is representing the past, right? People, of course, are getting sick of this. They do want to move forward. They want to get past this whole mandate. So again, the people of the Middle East are absolutely tired of it. They're ready to move on. Okay. So is there hope or fear in regards to the situation with the Middle East? There is most definitely hope. There is the nurturing and bringing forward of new consciousness. People are going to have to stand up. People are going to have to stand up and they're going to have to really take charge here, even if they feel that they're being threatened. It's exactly what's happened in Canada. We were threatened. Right? We were basically overwhelmed by police officers and all that, but we had to stand up anyways. Okay? Saudi Arabia has to do the exact same thing. Middle East has to do the exact same thing. Okay, the present moment, it looks like things are coming together though. It looks like there are plans. There are plans coming together. It feels like the mandate will be ending in the Middle East. I cannot say it'll be happening right away, but the environment is showing that they're ready to move beyond this. They're ready to go into a state of completion. So I think that there's going to be some change of rulership throughout many of the Middle Eastern countries. You may start to see again either takedowns or again stepping down of certain positions and new positions being occupied by transitional government. Okay, so people are moving away from the status quo. They're moving away from the burden. They're moving away from the anguish pertaining to the mandates. Okay, so we have the near future here. Near future feels like this is going to go quite well. Okay, so we're seeing an opportunity for this to end in the Middle East here. I'd say probably within the next couple of months. Right, so this is the environment here. So people are coming together. And I think that's the changing time. When you notice that the people are coming together, they're taking a stand in the Middle Eastern countries, right? That's a sign of something to come. In the background, yeah, it's going to be a harsh time. It's never going to be an easy time doing these protests and standing up, but the people of the Middle East have to do the same. Okay, this is exactly why countries are now currently being liberated from the mandates, because the people are coming together. They're forming rallies, they're protesting, they're standing en masse. Okay, Saudi Arabia, the Middle East is not excluded from that. The same thing has to happen. Okay. Oh, but Brad, they're very, very violent. Well, believe me, the people will find a way. People will certainly find a way past all of that. Okay, so this again is what the cards are telling me. It looks like there's transformation taking place here over the next couple of months. Pluto return, the return of Pluto, is what's really going to take down all these pillars, even to places that you feel are so unlikely to change. They're going to be going through that, right? They're going through that transformation. They're seeing that takedown of the mandates altogether. Okay, so we're seeing here advice: stand together, work together. Okay, you guys are being the force, the part of the counterforce that is ending this entire situation in regards to the tyranny that has been upon the planet. So like I said, the block of compassion is going to help you through it all. It's like we've seen in the Canadian protests, right? We're just seeing people say, I love you, and standing up, nonviolent compliance. That's the way. That's compassion personified. All right? Thanks for your question. Okay, guys, we're going to take one more question, then we're going to go to group healing. Okay. Okay. So I think we'll end with this question here. What about India? Okay, what's India's state? I think I've already done one on India, if I remember correctly. I think I've already done a reading on India. Yes, I have. Okay. So, Terrell, you want to go back to not this past New Earth insights, but the one before that. Okay. I actually looked into India. India was one of the countries I've looked into. So look at the one. Let me just go to the date here. Okay, so go back to the February 17th episode of New Earth Insights. Okay, one of the countries I cover is India. Okay, so I've already done a reading for India. So just go back to that one. I talk about it there. But India's coming along really good. I remember now. India's coming along really, really good. Okay. Again, guys, you guys are either already in the midst of getting this stuff out of your country, or you're just at the beginning of watching that happen. Like I said, some places will be quick. Some places will take a little bit more time. But nonetheless, it's all going to be happening. Okay. It's kind of like the idea you're watching a race and you have all these different types of runners, right? Some are kind of just taking their time, some are sprinting. But nonetheless, it's all happening across the world. When you see the people coming together, when you see these protests, when you see these rallies, when you see people taking a stand, that's when you know it's in the process of all of those things falling apart. Okay. Okay, I think we're going to end with Mariette's question here. Mariette says, question, with so many new developments with med beds and other new vibrational tools, what will be arriving in near future what will be arriving in near future? Will there be a place for healing with the essence and powers of flowers? Guys, we already have that. Okay, you have aromatherapy. Okay, you also have the idea of actually just being present inside a space and just sitting down and meditating in flowers. That has been a ability. That has been something that has been a gift from the earth for us, going back thousands of years, going back to the dawn of humanity, and even before that. Okay, there's always been the essence, the aromatherapy, right? The aroma, the beauty of flowers, that's always been present. And there's already people that are using that. Okay, I guess what you're asking is maybe seeing, will they get more mainstream with the idea of flower healing or aromatherapy healing? Well, possibly. It's a choice that some people are taking, right? A lot of people love to have aromatherapy and working with the power of flowers. Sure. Okay. A lot of things will be moving into a much more greater boost. Okay. So when the idea of the mainstream pharmaceutical market in that sense is being exposed, right? Because their tyranny gets exposed as well too. People are going to start looking for alternative treatments. So if you want to look into aromatherapy, if you want to look into flower healing, that's something else that you can work with. Okay, nothing is ever excluded from that. But again, that has been helping humanity since the time of our dawn upon this planet. So we don't really need to promote that. We already know its healing abilities. So just encourage more and more people to do it. All right. Okay, guys, we're now going to go to the end of the broadcast where we're going to do a group healing. Okay. So for those of you who do want to dedicate this healing that you're going to get to another person, just think of that other person as the healing is done. Okay, you're just saying just all of this love from Spirit, all of this light from Spirit, give it to this person. Okay, so just put your intentions forward there for that. And we're going to go ahead and begin. So placing your hands upon the center of the chest, taking a deep breath in and out. And placing your hands in prayer posture. Seeing your heart turn transparent. And seeing that light coming in between your palms now. And inhaling, feeling that light getting brighter and brighter. Exhaling, making that light bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Expanding that light as far and as wide as it can go. Okay, extending your hands out fully, resting them on your lap, and making that light as vast, as powerful, and as beautiful as the cosmos. Representing your love, your trust, and your faith. And we will begin. Apply. Okay, everyone, so again, just reaching out for your light, bringing that light back nice and slowly starting to retract it back into yourself. And as that's happening, saying either out loud or in your mind, God is making me better and better. 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 Okay, placing that light back inside the heart. Feeling all of that light returning back into the heart. And know that you are well. Know that you are blessed. Know that you are pure. Know that you are perfect. And that you are fully recovered and restored into what your thoughts dictate, what your belief dictates you wish to be. Blessings to you all. It is complete. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for being part of this broadcast today. Thank you for joining me on New Earth TV Live. This Saturday, there will not be a Healing Code Cards free e-course. That's going to be happening the next Saturday. I got some stuff to take care of this weekend. So the Saturday after next, I'll be back with the next e-course on the energy deck. And because I do not have a physical energy deck here, it's going to be kind of the digital version that I'll be putting up on screen to go over each card. So tune into that. Again, thank you, everybody, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care and be well. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.